First Alert 5 weather with Sam Schreier.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. I was just talking to Allison about how you can see the shadows of the clouds, these big fluffy cumulus clouds over the Pikes Peak itself, over Pikes Peak, over the whole Front Range. Kind of a unique thing with Colorado since we have terrain that actually stands out of the ground. You can see the shadows and the clouds, but it's pretty warm. It's 83 degrees and we've got good sunshine, even more in Pueblo over the city, but then we look off to the mountains. There's that terrain-driven cloud cover. Orographic lift is what it called, when you get some air to rise up due to a physical mountain, something we have often here. 85 degrees. It's a little bit warmer. It's super gorgeous in Woodland Park. I mean, not only is the view great, temperature-wise, it's like my favorite thing when it's in the lower 70s and just a little bit of a wind to help things out. Finally, we get on the road down to Trinidad. Super beautiful. 84 degrees for the temp and kind of a east-northeast wind at 7 miles per hour, but the air is fairly dry. Thankfully, there are no red flag warnings today, but tomorrow we're going to have those back. The algae report didn't get much of an update here. The trees are still kind of medium. Everything else is trending a little lower. As we dry out, more and more stuff is going to trend down. So from the globe in, Colorado drought is still a pretty big factor that we're taking into consideration. There's even some exceptional drought in Baca County, but a third of the state is under extreme drought. And this is only going to get worse this week because some cooler air up north is kind of out of the way. We are really filtering in some hot stuff over the next few days. Looking at our satellite radar, most of the cloud cover is staying out the mountains, and there is a little bit of rain showing up, but just like we thought from this morning, it's really only over the summits. And that's exactly what our Futurecast model has for the next 2 hours. Just essentially summit rain over the southern mountains and like Pikes Peak to the Front Range. Now by 3 to 4, we might be able to push a stray couple showers, especially on the north side of town. This is more the Palmer Divide, like Glen Eagle north to Monument, Cheyenne Mountain, maybe get a little rain right there by 3 to 4. I think that this will wander into Black Forest, Falcon and Callahan, maybe just some stray sprinkles in Colorado Springs City proper, but this rain that we'll see in El Paso County looks to stay north and then travel northeast with really nothing else. I mean, maybe a sprinkle by Canyon City, maybe a little shower at the end of the day. This is 5 o'clock over the wet mountains. But the idea here is that there is not much rain, and if we're super lucky, some second little passing of showers and thunderstorms could happen in El Paso County, but I mean, we're dry everywhere like Pueblo. Over the next 7 days, so today's not a great chance of rain for the city, but like we saw in the modeling, these little isolated storms are still in the forecast. We still hope we can get those later today, but we know for sure it's going to be hot. It already is pretty warm. Tomorrow, despite seeing a little drier westerly flow, we seem to have a little bit better chance of at least some scattered thunderstorms through the afternoon. I don't think severe or anything like that, but if we're lucky, maybe kind of a brief heavy rain and then hot. Wednesday through the weekend, it's just hot. And if you think it's hot in the Springs, check out Pueblo, especially on Wednesday. 103. So I'm hoping tomorrow we can get a little rain because goodness, we need it. Triple digits all the way through the early part of the weekend. Canyon City, some more afternoon thunderstorms are there, and then 90s out through the next 7 days. So it's one of those things we watch, we work on, we just kind of deal with the heat. Woodland Park, a little nice place to cool off, but Woodland Park being in the 80s is still pretty impressive for us, and a little better chance of storms tomorrow compared to today.